Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
How about getting off of these antibiotics? How about stopping eating when I'm full up? How about them transparent dangling carrots? How about that ever elusive coat?
Thank you, India. Thank you, terror. Thank you, disillusionment. Thank you, frailty. Thank you, consequence. Thank you, silence. Whoa-ha, 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 whoa-ha. Whoa-ha, 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 whoa, whoa-ha. Whoa-ha, 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 whoa-ha. Whoa-ha, 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 whoa-ha. Take it.
Whoa-ha, 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 whoa-ha.
Whoa-ha! Whoa-ha!
Damn, I closed my app.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Blackest Show About Nothing. It's Jaden XD. Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
We're back once again. It is fully Taurus season.
Yes.
You know,
Cozy.
letting the hate out your heart season.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a good time to be alive. How was your week?
All right. You all know what time it is. We are on day 207 of a genocide still in Gaza. With ground invasion in Rafah imminent. Right now, there are many awful things going on as it pertains to the Palestinian people in Gaza trying to evacuate, which that's not laughable is the wrong word. But at this point now, you all have pushed them into a very specific portion of Gaza, and now there's not really anywhere else to go. And they're making it difficult, so they're letting them know that they can evacuate, but they've set up checkpoints. So now there are gender-based checkpoints where they're essentially allowing the women and the children to continue on, but stopping men, and keeping them from being able to escape from the ground invasion that is threatening Rafah any day now. So that's really disheartening. We've already seen the separation of so many family members, so many loved ones. We've already seen the desecration of their beautiful land and all of the intention that they put into their land, their olive trees, show the love that they actually have for the land. We have seen all of that just be crumbled. And they're still trying to make their lives difficult and still trying to separate them and still trying to dissolve them as a people. uh, Ned and Satan gave a speech acting like, so the ICC is basically saying that they're now threatening to charge them with international war crimes. I don't know how the fuck over 200 days later y'all are saying, okay, now this has gone too far, but now they're threatening that. And Ned and Satan is up here giving speeches acting like he don't understand why there's a possible threat of a charge of international war crimes, while you are still threatening to invade Rafah right now. And still, these people are still living in tents, surrounded by dead bodies, surrounded by waste and filth, without food, just like in completely like beyond, I don't even know what's beyond inhumane conditions at this point. So these are the things that we want to keep in mind while we're watching these amazing young people across the world at this point protest to bring attention to the genocide that is happening in Gaza right now. And the powers that be are continuing to use their nasty ill will spread about like mustard in order to try to make this difficult. You have thousands of NYPD officers who invaded Columbia University, arresting over 200 people with military grade equipment. Okay, I'm talking about tear gas and flash grenades and so forth. And you stop and you ask yourself, where the fuck was this energy on January 6th? Where the fuck was this when motherfuckers was up in Pelosi's office digging help buttons out of the wall? When motherfuckers were running around with Viking hats on and body paint and like just causing havoc and mayhem? Where the fuck was this energy with all of that when you got a bunch of students who are asking you all to stop killing people, and if that's not going to be the case, to stop investing in the institutions that they pay to be at and continue to keep running. And so and I'm really proud to see what these students are doing, but we do want to keep in mind that we don't want to lose sight of the people of Gaza right now, who are really the ones who are suffering, and why all of this attention is being brought to this genocide. The kids in Austin, let me tell you about the kids in Austin. They used police tactics against the police. They barricaded across with each other, locked arms, and they pushed the police back and had them peacefully walking backwards out of the campus. And so I'm loving the energy that I'm seeing from the young people. I just don't have hope for the evil dinosaurs that be. And I don't even want to do dinosaurs like that. For the monsters that are in office and in power all over the world, honestly, because all of you all are complicit. While we know the United States, where we live, is the most complicit and the most disgusting in their involvement across the world, y'all ain't low, is what I say. So that's the update.
Yeah, I shout out to the young people again. Keep fighting, keep protesting. I do want to point out Feminista Jones, now Dr. Taylor, I should say, congratulations. But she pointed out something very interesting about like how two things. One, I've noticed that there are these Zionists that are protesting. They were attacking Black folks for Palestine, and it was a lot of fuck you nigger and fuck Black Lives Matter and blah 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 blah. And it was just like it's so quick to how quickly you turn on us, right? She also pointed out the fact like, well, where's the celebrity support for Israel? You know what I mean? Because there ain't really much, right? Like if you've noticed, there's not as many
as it once was. I mean, I hope people are opening their. All you got to do is open your fucking eyes and look.
Right. I think to her point, it was this idea of like, people are and to your point, like, you ain't low. Like, I know people are slow to realize, but people are realizing, like Kylie, like, some shit ain't right in the Kool-Aid, and realizing that Netin Satan has lost his fucking mind. Like, he was explaining how, like, college students here are disillusioned and have been, and all this good stuff. And it was just like, no, nigga, like,
No,
how you don't even know what's going on over here.
To call any single body disillusioned. Let's be very clear. You got the nerve to call anybody disillusioned. Right. Everybody is just looking at what the fuck is happening. And listen, we sit here and we've been sitting here for years and years talking about how we already know who this land belongs to, right? We know how y'all came up in here and stole this shit. And we know how y'all went up in there and stole that shit. And we know how the British was involved in helping to give you something that didn't belong to you. And you know what? I think people could just live and continue to just reiterate the fact that this is not your land. But if you weren't fucking killing them, if you weren't trying to continue to take over more of their land, if you just got in there like a decent fucking house guest, they'd be irritated that you here and you stayed, but they would at least live with you peacefully. But it's the fact that you went in there and not only did you disrupt the place and say, this is ours, you decided that you had the right. You had the right to kill these people and terrorize them for years upon years upon years. Let's be very clear. This did not start October 7th.
No.
For years and for years, y'all have been terrorizing these people. I have watched countless interviews from former IOF soldiers who have sat there and talked about the fact that they were responsible for invading many different neighborhoods and villages and towns and all kinds of stuff to cause and inflict terror on these people because y'all want their land. So this did not start then. This is not about anti-Semitism. This is not about that whatsoever. And you know that. If you actually look into a little bit of religion, you will see that Judaism has some really beautiful ideologies up and throughout it. Even hateful ass Christianity and Islam as well. But Judaism has some beautiful qualities throughout it. But this is not this is Zionism. And there's a difference between Zionism, colonialism, and religion. And y'all love to conflate it because you want to be willfully ignorant, but all of us are very fucking clear on what it is we are speaking on and what we feel. And we're not going to be thwarted by your disillusionment. Absolutely not. Fuck y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree. But yes. How was your week? Your personal, how was your week?
My personal, how was my week? Let me just breathe for like a second. Hold my titties. Okay. That's comforting. I should do that more often. Yeah, you see?
It is comforting.
Yeah, you just hold them up and then release. It's like a breathe, but with through the titties. Well, it was pretty great, friend, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because the Black Kitchen series was nominated. Are you ready?
Yeah.
For a James Beard Media Award.
Oh, shit.
Nigga.
Congratulations. Oh, my God. That's huge.
That right there... And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for International Women's Podcasting Awards. I'm grateful to the Signal Awards. I'm grateful to the Webbies. Like, I'm grateful for the work that we've done and the way that it's resonating. But something just hits just ever so slightly differently about a James Beard. And I'm just really grateful. I'm really grateful to have been a part of such an amazing project, and I'm really grateful to have stepped into my shit and been like, because your girl was nervous boots, like, you want me to host solo? Okay. And, and I'm not no journalist, so interviewing people, like, that's not my normal forte. And so just the natural the natural way that I actually give a fuck about what other humans got going on until I don't. And y'all know when that is. I tell you. But
Yeah.
but for just to be able to connect on a human level and then to work with such an incredible team who was able to take that and articulate it in a way and design it in a way with that it was palatable to the masses and like and put it together in a way where it flowed so beautifully. Like I'm just really I'm still processing, you know what I'm saying? But I'm really grateful. If that's the main word, the main foundation.
That's so fucking awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's affirming as fuck. It's affirming, especially as we go on this 10-year journey. And I look back and 10 years ago, I was a new mom. I was a bartender, which that ain't no slight to bartenders. My people, okay, mi gente. I was a bartender, but I was like trying to figure it the fuck out, and me and Tristan were sliding by the skin of our teeth. So to see the growth is just is really affirming, and to see the journey, and to know that I didn't know what the fuck I was doing 10 years ago. I was just trying to make it, and to be able to figure out intentionally like what my thing is. To see this it just feels good, and I'm grateful for it.
That's so awesome.
I'm
awesome.
grateful.
Congratulations.
Thanks, friend. How was your week?
Yeah. Oh boy. It was busy, but it was pretty good. I have a lot of things to announce and things.
Tell me about it. What is going on?
Well, first of all, I celebrated a birthday.
Yes, you did. Happy birthday!
I did. I turned 38.
Yeah. Whose live, laugh, love ass auntie did you get that from?
I don't know. I was in the bathroom when I thought about it. And I was like, I need a hashtag, but I didn't post it. I didn't,
How old are you
fine.
this year? 38.
Yeah.
35. Like.
Exactly. But I had a good birthday. You know why? It was birthday. I've declared April 28th the day of peace. It is a day of peace and comfort. Mm-hmm. So all I did, I woke up at a decent hour. I had a wonderful breakfast, and I laid on my couch for quite some time. And I watched the new X-Men. X-Men 97, amazing television. If you're not even into cartoons, it is just an amazing show.
Friend.
It is
alignment.
It is so I don't like the term woke because woke is bastardized, and also white people are woke in a sense of like, because even MAGA people are woke because the whole essential thing. Anywho, but it is very socially conscious and responsible, and it's written. I mean, I know he got fired or whatever, but it's written by a Black gay man, Bo DeMaio, and I hope they rehire him for next season or whatever, because I don't want the quality to go down. But it was very, very good. And then Chris took me to a Brazilian steakhouse.
Ooh,
yeah, which is a very classy buffet. They just bring it to you.
I love that you all are standing in this shit.
Oh, yes. Chris had never been to a Brazilian steakhouse before. And so he lost his mind. He was like, so wait a minute. They bring me meat and I don't have to get up. I was like, no, baby, friend.
Get into the churrascaria.
It is. We had like the whole cast of Charlotte's Web. It was fabulous.
Oh, God, yes. Wilbur Templeton, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The goose, like all that.
Yeah, it was so delicious. And the normally it comes with the whole full salad bar, and it was like the freshest kale, and they had candied bacon, which was fabulous.
Yeah, I love a candied bacon.
Yeah, everything was really good. I had a really great birthday. And because he was like saying, you know, we didn't do anything, and I feel like a bad boyfriend. And I was like, no, it's the fact that, you know, I finally got to do something that I wanted to do. A lot of times people make birthdays about them and not the birthday person. And so I wanted to be intentional about not doing anything because that means I have the power to do whatever I want for my birthday.
Ooh, the most Taurus shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
The most Taurus shit ever.
Yeah. I was reclaiming my time on Sunday.
No, I love that. You deserve that. Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. And then I got, so a year or so ago, well, my grandmother's almost been gone 2 years. So after she passed away, my mother and I discussed some things, and we decided that we were going to do the Ancestry.com stuff for her.
Yes.
And it took her a while to do the things because she had to work through some stuff. But she finally did it, and we got the DNA results back. And I laughed hard, but she was not necessarily the most. She was very surprised, but I was like, in my head, in the heart of hearts, I was like, "Girl,
I'm curious." Okay, what are the actual results? And then I want to know what her expectations were.
So hold on, let me read them to you, because obviously her results are my results because I was a product of immaculate conception. So 80s father, what's that? So main country DNA, Nigeria at 28%, Cameroon at 24%, Ivory Coast and Ghana 16%, Mali, Benin, Togo, Sweden, Denmark, 4%. You know where that comes from. Norway, Scotland, and Ireland. Again, you could all infer and know where that comes from. Now,
Irish. Interesting.
Now, she texted me. She was like, "Wow, no Indian." I was like, "Oh, girl."
Can we talk?
Yeah, because that's going to be. Listen, we got to stop this lie.
No, we've got to stop this. This I don't know
narrative.
I was like, I don't want to call it a fan. This narrative. Let me.
And I should say Native American, not Indian, or Native American Indian.
Yes.
Indigenous, yes.
Black people.
We not all Cherokee.
No, nigga. And actually, very few are. And, I know that sometimes narratives have to be created in order to sometimes create a story for a family story. Sometimes we want to romanticize things way more than what they actually were.
Yeah.
Sometimes we want to forget trauma as well. It's a multitude. It's very complicated. It's very convoluted.
Why we have the Bible.
Yeah, exactly. The largest Brothers Grimm story ever told. Yeah, but listen, you may not want to face the music, and it's not your fault, beloved. No. But trigger warning, somebody in your back had relations with a white person. Now, I don't know if they were sexually assaulted because we all know that was rampant. Some of them was, loving versus loving in the woods as well. You know what I'm saying? Less of that, more of the first one. But either way, there was sex happening betwixt a white and an American Negro. And then, you know, there was some caramel babies born, and they continued to happen throughout you know, you all's trajectory. And then, you know, sometimes the babies bring back things that came from, you know, many generations ago. You know, sometimes they pop up in the baby's face or in their toes, or belly button, whatever the fuck, in their tone, in their hair texture, because we as a people are also a rainbow of shades, complexions, undertones, hair textures, and so forth and so on. And while, you know, you not part Indian.
Yeah, we died.
Some may be, but most ain't.
A lot of us aren't, and even if you have a certain grade of hair, you don't perpetuate that stereotype and narrative because say that, oh, I got Indian in my family, because it's just not the case.
That's just not it. And it's not even always that. Again, we as a people, we are a variety of things. We got a variety of shit going on, even within our own diaspora. So, you know, don't attribute all of that to just this thing.
Yeah. I had fell out laughing when she texted me that. I was like,
we got to loose ourselves. And go ahead.
To be fair, you know, that was a story that was told to us.
Of course.
And based on, like, you know, like being from Oklahoma in the Midwest and like going to like certain like things of like indigenous people had and where she grew up. So like I can see where that story developed.
Absolutely.
Right? But it was just it was like, you know, I just laughed. My millennial self came in and was just like, oh, girl.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it was okay. But that's the one thing that happened this week. Another thing that happened this week was a whole bunch of work shit that happened, right? I do want to announce that I am accepting clients again.
Yes, you are.
So you can email me for all your social media, website, and podcasting consult needs. xd@thexdexperience.com. And I want to say that Getting Grown launched their website this week.
We did.
I developed it. It was a labor of love, and it came out really nice. So I'm very proud of the work I did.
Yeah, no, we're grateful. And I mean, let me tell you, go check it out, gettinggrown.co, because XD did his good work. The whole team did their good work with but you like, it came out wonderful.
Yeah. So that happened. I also this week oh gosh. So on Substack, I started watching. Somebody asked if we were going to cover this on this show, but I already covered it. So on Substack, I started doing live watches of The Never Ever Mets. Have you heard of this show, Jade?
No.
Oh, okay. In the words of Jim Cornette, this is some outlaw mud show bullshit. It is it is a show hosted by this girl from Empire, Taronda Jones. And it is about several couples put in a house to see if they're going to make it. However, these couples have never met in person before. They have been dating online, ranging from 3 months to 12 years.
What if you were about to meet the man you'd been talking to online for months or even years.
I just can't wait to experience your love that you have for me.
I'm Tyronda Jones, and I'll be your host. You are all here today because you are in a relationship with somebody you have never met.
Right. So there is a relationship on there with this guy and this woman, and they have been in an Eve relationship for 12 years. Now, it is very difficult for me to process this, even more so, not because it's 12 years, but because the guy lives in Tennessee and she lives in Florida. That's like not far.
No, that's not 12 years far.
No,
that's not 12
at all.
years
Like,
far.
Even if she lives in fucking Key West, it's still not that far. Niggas in the South drive like at least half an hour to a McDonald's.
You all live,
you know,
in the but you live in the not the exact same region, but it ain't far. Like, what?
It's not far. And I'm waiting for them to get to the mess to explain, like, he's either still living with his baby moms or she's still with the nigga. You know, I'm waiting for that. So I watched the first episode last week, and this week I watched it again, and I watched the second episode with Asante. So by the time you're listening to this, it'll be up, and you get to see me and Asante watched it together. And if you're a paid subscriber, you get to see Asante and I talk about the good old days of YouTube, and I show a video from 15 years ago where we did this thing called the Black 789, which was I got all the black podcasters, not podcasters, YouTubers together at the time, and because YouTube did a 789, and I was like, we need a real black version, even though there was black people at that one. But but anywho, that's so funny. That's actually when I met Francesca Ramsey in person. But anywho, go sign up for Substack. And also, my last announcement is that I did Affirmative Actions podcast, and we did 2-part episode of Quiet on Set, because it takes 2 episodes to do that. Because gross. And did you finish it?
Yes, and
I just found out, allegedly, big allegedly, even though I feel like it's true, but allegedly, the mama that saved Dylan, what's his name from God, what is his name? Basically, Fifi Dobson's mama is the one who called, who was like, "Why is this nigga calling your phone in the midnight hour?" Leave it to a black parent to save the day.
Always. Oh, hello. Look at the one black mother who was in that thing and was like...
There was another black mama that pissed me off, or a couple of them pissed me off. Wait, which one? Remember the one that allowed her daughter to like have issues with the cake? Because she didn't want her daughter to feel othered. And I was like, fuck that. Snatch her out of there. Put her in regular school.
We're going to talk about... because you can't be letting your traumas come through to be affecting your children in that way. That one black mother, and I understood the balance of like, I'm not trying to fuck my kids' whole shit up, and I know some adults are nasty in that way, but also there has to come to a point where you're like, you can hate me right now, nigga. I'm just like, you'll figure this out later, which is what happened with, and unfortunately, that one mother and her son were on the outs for years because of his animosity towards her. But at least she opened her mouth and said something that, well, you know.
Well, again, I don't know why he thought he was going to carry the hood on his back. You were like a C character in a Nickelodeon show.
You know why.
But, niggas had, again, disillusionment. I know Aladdin said to thank you for it, but I know.
But listen, so there's another documentary. And we're not covering this, but I'm telling you all this for your own knowledge, called An Open Secret. an open secret. AN open secret. It's only.
I'm writing this down. Maybe I've gotten to a certain age, but now I have to write things
It's in
down
our
physically.
algorithm, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Or it's in our history. It's only available on YouTube because the industry, certain individuals in the industry wanted this shut down so bad that you literally can't find it on any streaming services outside of YouTube. And it was an official documentary. It is more graphic and more detailed and specific in a different way than Quiet on the Set was. Quiet on the Set was a little more widespread and focused on the creepiness of Dan Schneider while also mentioning, how the industry has been complicit. This specifically focuses on pedophilia in the industry, especially as it pertains to young boys. And how they're groomed and how their parents were groomed. How widespread this was and how disturbing that was in the way that it, you all can go watch it on your own. But I'm giving you a trigger warning that it is more detailed than Quiet on the Set, but it really does. Because, oftentimes we don't talk enough about our young boys and sexual assault and harassment. And it's a thing, right? And so this really breaks down the targeting of that within the industry. And obviously the majority of them were white. And that's due to, aesthetics of sickos and stuff. But that's the lens in which it was told, but that doesn't mean that it's not. Oh, actually, you know who's in that documentary? Todd Bridges.
Oh, wow.
Todd Bridges is in it.
And I know he has, over the years, has discussed assault.
Absolutely.
In Hollywood.
They bring up an episode of Different Strokes, one of the episodes where they first focused on pedophilia and actually, you remember when they used to give us those announcements before heavy episodes, to give us this disclaimers that
this is a special episode.
Yes, that was a special episode of Different Strokes where they talked about pedophilia and grooming, and it was happening. Not the sexual part wasn't happening to
Todd Bridges.
No, Gary Coleman.
Gary Coleman.
Oh my God. Anyway, was not happy, but the grooming, they were showing the grooming aspect of it. And so it's something for you to go watch at your own discretion if you feel like that is something that you can handle, because it is informative.
Oh boy. Goodness. I'm going to watch it because I've at this point, kids don't need to be in Hollywood. Just, everybody go to math camp, math club.
You know what I'm saying? You just got to get, we all need to ball up and play children in movies and shit. Just get them niggas out of here. Let them be.
Or just go straight to animation. Just everybody draw.
All cartoons, all the time.
All cartoons. All voiced by niggas in their 40s. Okay?
And Regina King. Cause you can't leave them around. No, them men. Let me tell y'all something. Yeah. Let me ever break into I don't know what's gonna happen because I've been real vocal and they might really be clocking the kid. But I'm gonna have a space somewhere, and I'm gonna be side eyeing the fuck out of everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. I'm about to treat this like Love After Lockup and have cameras and audio everywhere.
Including the bathroom.
Yes, because y'all not gonna get me or my kid or the people I love. No, absolutely not. Total transparency.
Yep. I almost didn't let no audition for dance next year.
See?
Told her she's about to go to STEM camp. I was like, you about to go to workshop. What is a workshop class? You're going to learn how to build some birdhouses.
Learn how to change an alternator.
I was like, entertainment? Fuck that. No, I let her go. But your girl was wary.
No, I completely understand.
I came to her after I watched it because she was in the thick of like her performances, for her rehearsals for the play and stuff. And I was like, what be going on at the rehearsals? Anybody talking to you crazy? And they saying anything crazy? And she was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Listen.
It's the same thing. I'm trying to go the opposite of my mother with her, like, approaching puberty. So I'm like, does your body feel like your body's going to feel ways, And I'm like, you're going to feel strange and, you don't know what horny feels like yet, but that's going to happen too. And I'm not saying it in that way.
Crazy.
I'm not saying it like that, but I'm like, you're welcome to tell me anything that you're feeling. It's safe. It's safe. Like, I don't want you to ever walk away feeling ashamed or feel like you can't, you're alone and lonely. And she's like, leave me the fuck alone. Like, don't. I get it, bitch. If my period drops, I'll tell you. You see?
But that's good though. But that's a good thing though, that she is in a welcoming and open parental dynamic where
absolutely. But I like almost too much so.
Yeah, you're the mom with the Tivas. Like DDT.
I have a bowl of condoms. Do you need condoms? Safe sex only in this house. No, I will never. No, you're not fucking it. No, I'm so black. You ain't black. You ain't fucking in my house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ain't nobody fucking in my house.
Only niggas who pay rent. Like,
and guests who pay rent at their own house. I'm not gonna tell you what to do in my guest room. I changed the seats. I got a mattress protector in there. But I'm just saying.
Valid.
You gotta pay rent somewhere if you go fuck in my house.
Okay. Let's pay some bills. We 41 minutes in.
Ooh,
fuck a commercial.
I'm like the worst mother ever.
No, you're not.
No, I know.
Anywho, everybody, thank you for listening again each and every week. Mm-hmm. Tell a friend to join the Cult of Chaos or Church of Chaos, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
We have a Patreon that's $9.99. Go down there. We cover a whole bunch of shit, old and new, where we're currently watching Mary Mary for the blacks and episodes of The Hills because white shit is entertaining sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we can't relate.
Nope.
We're also covering Love During Lockup exclusively on Patreon. The first episode was for free on YouTube. Mm-hmm. But if you want any subsequent episodes and coverage and where we can say what we truly want to, go on down to the Patreon.
Yeah.
I will say also subscribe to our YouTube channel because we are covering 90 Day Fiance Love in the Caribbean for free. It's a mind fuck of a season. I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
It's some shit going down. Okay. Exactly.
Yeah. Shit going down.
And so, subscribe to YouTube. Everything can be found in the description box wherever you're listening. If you click the link tree, link on our socials on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok, or it's in the description box. Everything is there. This week, in honor of Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, we're letting the hate out of our heart with Things We Hate Volume 3. Yeah. So let's take a break and we'll be back after these messages. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
I hate your black skin. I hate your black pants. I hate black pepper. I hate black keys on the piano. I hate my gums because they black. I hate Whoopi Goldberg's lips.
And we're black. Before we start, we got an email from an agent of chaos.
Oh, I love hearing from you all.
Yeah. Ariel says in the subject, a pedo in Wisconsin tried to have me on some love during lockup shit.
What?
Right. Hey, Jaden XD.
Hey.
I just left my job at Condé Nasty due to pay disparity. As the only black woman on the team, pretends to be shocked at their racism, and need to stretch my coins until further notice. Anywho, some love during lockup type shit happened to me a few weeks ago. I get an email attached, I'll send it to you, from Core Links, the DOC inmate messaging system, that an inmate in Wisconsin wanted to add me to his mailing list and communicate with me. I had no clue who he was, so I Googled his name, and what the fuck, jump scare when I saw the first picture that popped up, also attached along with his charges. I couldn't figure out how he found me, as you can tell from my last name. It's not common. Then it dawned on me that if he has access to a computer, then he probably saw one of my YouTube videos. As I mentioned, I worked for Condé Nast, and my most recent brands were GQ and GQ Sports. He probably saw my name in the credits, Googled me, saw a picture, then reached out. Scary times. Thankfully, I'm not one of those people that posts my every move on social, and if I post a location, I've been left. So she says some other things, and so thank you. I'm going to forward you this.
Okay.
So you can see the photo for yourself.
Okay.
And if you're on Patreon, you'll be able to see this.
I love that.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. Sorry.
He looked like...
Okay.
He looked like Xavier Woods from...
Wait. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, what in the fuck? There's no... Okay. So,
yeah.
Oh, what?
And his charges were...
Oh, that's what I just... Now, when I said what the
yeah.
fuck, I looked at him, and now I just looked at... Ew.
Yeah.
See, this
Oh
the
my.
type of nigga need to be locked up forever.
Yeah. Yeah. This is why I'm not above... people, we don't need jails. No, we do.
No. We just don't need the current system to put people in jail that we currently have. That needs to be rebranded. They need to rebrand the prison system as well. But let's be clear, niggas like this need to be in it for the rest of their days.
Bigly.
That's disturbing. Also, thank you for letting us know that there was some pro-Zionist.
Yeah. Thank you. I will. I will let that. I mean, we could make this episode commercial free then.
Like, don't get on my nerves.
Yeah, and the thing is, when I listen to the show, sometimes it does. Like I was telling Jade earlier, the commercials don't show up. So, I also don't necessarily listen to the show all the time because we record it. But now that's good to know. So again, Agents of Chaos, let us know if there's some weird shit going on. That way we can let iHeart know what the tea is.
Yeah.
And that's not what we're about.
No, not at all.
Speaking of things we hate, let us begin.
I hate you.
What you got?
we have to bring attention, I think, first, friend, to because you did mention that this episode is in spirit of
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick Lamar Duckworth.
Mm-hmm.
And, I find that fascinating, because you hated him and hated his music.
Oh, he got a fan out of me yesterday, I'll tell you that.
I just love to see you, switch to the right side of things. Yeah. And then next, so if you are unaware, as I generally am with most things, but I had to get myself aware with this because I said, okay, this seems to be going on for some time. Let me hit myself to the backstory and then catch up with this new song, Euphoria. So, as you know, there was some rap beef betwixt Kendrick Lamar and Drake, in which J. Cole threw himself into the mix as well because he was a part of the collaboration with Drake. And so he threw himself in it and swiftly realized I'm completely on the wrong side of things. For those who tune into our Survivor recaps on Patreon and are tuned into Survivor, essentially Kendrick Lamar was Hunter and realized that he had made a very quick and wrong alliance. I mean, not Kendrick Lamar. J. Cole was Hunter and realized he made a very wrong alliance with Q. And that he needed to get on the right side of things, which didn't fare well. But but
It did not.
I digress.
That nigga got sent.
J. Cole immediately was like, I'm out of this. I hate it. I don't like beef. And I think he also somewhere was like, I will not be in some weird biracial alliance. Like, I'm actually just going to bow out of this. But see, what Drake did was ignite a fire underneath Sir Kendrick, who doesn't generally get into rap beefs with people. Not like that.
No.
Mm-mm. So,
he minds his Black Israelite light self.
Yeah, exactly. Something we can all understand. And so Drake came, with his diss. You're short, you're teeny, you're small. And then Kendrick Lamar said, I have more things to say to you, Octoroon.
Rick Ross came out with a song too as well and was calling Drake white boy.
Yeah, because Drake was crying to his mother that he was being bullied by the black boys in the industry. It was very Rachel Dolezal suing Howard University for discrimination when she was white, but then, a couple years later, Nkechi was born. So anyway, Drake, came back with his, all of his rhetoric. You're short, you're small, you're tiny, you're little. And Kendrick Lamar opened with one of my favorite Teddy P songs, Latest Greatest Inspiration. In which he melodically, set everything up. And then he went into the actual rap.
Some shit just cringeworthy. Ain't even gotta be deep, I guess. Still love when you see success. Everything with me is blessed. Keep making me dance, waving my hand, and it won't be no threat. I'm knowing they call you the boy, but where's the man? Cause I ain't seen him yet. Matter of fact, I ain't even bleed him yet. Can I bleed him? When I see you,
and he proceeded to call Drake out. He proceeded to tell all of the truths on Drake. He called him a bad bitch standing next to, not Carly Red. What's the other one? Sexy Red. He said, I see two bad bitches. And then if you are familiar with the scene in Boys in the Hood in which the officer tells the young boys, I hate my gums because they're black. I hate my this because it's black. I hate my that because it's black. Black officer, by the way, if you're not hip. Kendrick Lamar, in the same fashion, said, I'm going to proceed to tell you all the things that I hate about you. And then he ended all the things he hated about Drake with, I hate that you say nigga.
Yeah.
And so XD and I, in the way that we do pop culture here at this show in our own way, instead of just, talking about this for the next hour and a half, we just want to join forces with Sir Kendrick. And y'all already know we like talking about what we hate. So it just gave us an excuse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. It also sparked a very spirited debate or discussion among friends about who can say nigga and who can't.
It also sparked a lot of memes and really fun interactions among the biracial community. And let me tell you something. That is fun to watch.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to you, Maddie McFerrin.
Who I love, by the way. I enjoy her music.
Yes. And I saw Maddie McFerrin open for Napalm years ago with Dustin and Fran. And I was like, okay, I love her. But Maddie McFerrin.
An ethereal ass concert, I'm sure.
Oh, it was. Okay, I got my cosmic life, nigga. But but shout out to Maddie McFerrin. Shout out to Around the Way Girls, two biracials who be on the right side of things and can also take, full accountability for biracial bullshit.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I guess I will start with the things that I hate because I have a list. I have
same.
I hand wrote it to show how serious this shit is.
It's pages.
Yeah.
Skrill. Let's play ping pong. Come on, let's go.
I'll say I'll start safe. No, fuck that. Auntie dresser. The concept of auntie dresser or auntie drawer, I hate. And it is typically the dresser or drawer of the apparatus that a television sits on or a hi-fi stereo, if you will. And it's a drawer that's the top drawer that doesn't close and it's filled with everything under the sun that amounts to nothing. Yeah. You have pens, bills,
old keys,
tax returns,
couple Allen keys.
Instructions from things you don't even own anymore.
Yeah, some batteries, they may work, they may not.
Yeah, a lid of some Tupperware.
Some moldy pennies. Huh?
Remember, I forget what episode it was. Either 2 weeks ago, I talked about Tupperware. The day after, I'm on my way to the dentist. There's this Black woman driving a van, and she has Tupperware lady on the back of her windshield.
What? Wait, hold on. Stop. Wait.
I kid you not.
Did you run? Did you chase her down like the ice cream truck?
No, I was in an Uber on my way. But I was just so excited. And I wrote her number down on my phone and I can't find it. Because I was going to call her and be like, well, girl, I'm going to order some Tupperware from you.
I want to have a Tupperware party. What does that entail?
Yes.
Do you sell Pampered Chef?
Oh, my God.
Bitch, I'm trying to buy 4 motherfucking, what's the pot? Oh God, the steam,
the steaming one, the
pressure
one.
cooker. I'm trying to buy 4 pressure cookers, bitch. What you got in stock? I want the knives that cut pennies in half. Like, bitch, I want all the kitchen infomercial.
Yes. God, I need to find her because I was definitely going to call her. And she was a Black woman. She had a pin curls in.
Oh.
And I was like, and she was driving a Dodge Caravan. And I was like, oh, this is warming to me. I don't see this type of Black behavior on my side of Los Angeles.
I would have rolled my window down and be like, Miss, you feel familiar. Like,
I know you. You don't know me.
But I know you.
I know you. But yes, Auntie
I love
Dresser
that.
is some shit I hate because and my mother has it bad.
They all do.
Everybody in my
They do.
family, you know,
Yeah.
after a woman after a certain age has
Mm-hmm.
Auntie Dresser. And if this is you, may this be your inspiration to organize.
Your inspiration of shame.
Yeah, and to clean that shit out. You don't need those instructions from that TI-83 calculator.
You don't. You can Google instructions now. And you know what? This is
Yeah.
a message to me. So thank you. You know those that I hate that sits on top of the auntie dresses, the fucking the little jewelry boxes that be having the 4 feet, and then they got little stacked drawers because I'm like, and one of them, like you said, is all the drawer is missing on the little jewelry thing with the feet, and then the drawer is missing on one of the fucking dresses.
Yeah.
And then a handle's
Where
missing
is
on
it?
another one. Where did it go?
Where did it go? Did you attempt to fix it?
How come nobody throw them old receipts and coupon stacks of shit away?
You're not going to use them.
You're not. You'd be better off using a credit card that gives you savings and cash back.
Yes,
or whatever,
exactly.
than try to save 10 cents on your Orbit gum, you know, and then you just keeping stacks of filth.
That have expired in 2017.
Everywhere is not Bed Bath & Beyond. And that's why they went out of business. The first one on my list is very simple, short, and to the point. I wanted to get it out of the way before we get to the ones that, you know, really spark conversation. White girls in uptowns, aka Air Force Ones, aka Air Force Ones. I just don't like it.
Hey guys, it's Megan. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a very exciting video. I'm going to be unboxing the Nike Air Force Ones. I have the box right here. I just got them last Friday and today's Tuesday, so I've had them for a little bit, but
I don't have an argument there, so okay.
Yeah. See, also, when they wear black leggings and white uptowns, or black leggings and big white sneakers in general. It's a look that I just...
That's going to go into my next one. Okay. Designer sneakers. So I don't know if I was talking to you about this, but I was watching some style guru on Instagram, and he was talking about how designer sneakers are nothing but a cash grab.
Yeah.
Because how sneakers have a high turnover rate in regards to design and shit like that.
Yep.
And he was like, people are just wasting their money on them because in a few months they're going to be out of style, as opposed to classic loafer and or pump or whatever, Oxford, whatever the fuck is always going to remain in style. And they look ridiculous.
If you are wondering which designer shoes you should invest in based on comfort, pricing, and which ones you're going to get the most wear out of, you came to the right place.
I mean,
like to your point with the legging, and then you have Brontosaurus or Stegosaurus looking shoes on your feet. These fucking
Transformers on your feet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You walking around with 2 air fryers on your fucking feet.
Yeah. What's them Nikes that look like clitori? They look
foamposites.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, that definitely looks like
lips.
2 clits.
Yeah.
Yes. Like labia majora.
I hate the fallopian tube ass sneakers. I've always hated them.
Like, they're so ugly. Like, but yes, they but the Balenciagas or the ones that they purposely make dirty and they charge like $1,000. What's the one you were talking about? Golden Goose or whatever the fuck.
With the star. Oh, I hate them. You know, all the fancy Asians wear them. I hate them.
Yeah, they look like they've been pissed on.
Yes.
And they cost like $950.
Look like somebody smacked them against the wall 900 times. Like, I fucking hate those shoes.
It's like, and I know these shits cost like $4 to make, and then they just threw them in mud and was like, here, $1,000.
I remember I was talking to this nigga who used to wear foamposites, and I mean, I didn't express as viscerally how much I hated those fucking shoes when he wore them, but he would walk up and I would be like, pussy. And he'd be like, what did you? And I'm like, I'm talking to your feet. Like, I hate your fucking shoes, nigga.
Hate them.
Hate them. Yeah, I don't like big sneakers in general. That is a me thing personally.
No, I think they look ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think especially when they cost an astronomical amount, you know?
Like $1,200 from an inmate who's making sneakers, selling them through AliExpress.
What you got?
Oh. Hopefully Tristan hears this. We haven't done this, and I don't intend to, because I didn't even realize how much I hate it. It is very petty. I would like to put the disclaimer on this episode that while a lot of these things are rooted in soundness and grounding, because we're just two earth signs, some of them are rooted in pure petty ass judgment. Okay, so
it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to us, and that's all that matters.
Exactly. Hello, the show is called Jade and XT. So and with that being said, the next one on my list are couples collaboration posts on Instagram.
No shade, other couples get on my nerves.
Let me tell you something. It is just as bad. You are not different than if y'all had one of those collaborative accounts, okay? You're not better. If I make an anniversary post, you make your own fucking anniversary posts, okay? We're not sharing the anniversary posts, okay? I just don't like it. There's something that feels weird, and like I said, sharing a county, which is another thing that I just cannot stand. We are doing this. I'm like, do y'all do anything separate at all?
Yeah.
You had to share a fucking account. You don't trust your nigga. Tell me the truth.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. I'm so glad Chris and I do not do that.
Oh no.
And these are gay, and a lot of gay couples do a lot of shit for the gram. Like, people barely know we in a relationship. And it's not
until one of y'all posts one random picture of you looking at each other's eyes, and they're like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, exactly. No, you need to have your own thing. Like,
have your own. Make it a competition. Whose captions better? Like,
exactly.
Nigga, you don't get to eat off of me sitting here confused over how to create this reel. Make your own. We're not sharing.
Your own fucking reel.
I'll tag you, but we're not sharing this post.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'm not doing no collab post with you, nigga. Like, no. You gonna get a tag. Unless it's work related. Absolutely not. I guess I'll add to that. The other thing that I hate, babies and pets on Instagram. And more specifically, like, accounts for said things.
Welcome back, pet influencers. I'm Ashley, the creator of Petfluencer Secrets, and in this video, we're talking about how people actually make money as influencers on Instagram. This is going to be a super fun video because I'm going to be detailing all of the different unique ways that you can potentially
like an account for your baby and an account for your pet, because that just lends to me psychosis, because it's literally you're talking to yourself and you are posting things that you think your baby is saying, but that's really just what you have made up in your imagination, and you're letting the world know to follow and aid in your delusion and your weird psychosis, right? Like, why does your dog have a fucking, like, oh, my human says feed me. Feed your fucking dog and get off Instagram. Like, my human, HOOMAN. God, I fucking hate that. Like, unless if the account is dedicated to just dogs in general, like dogs doing funny shit, which I enjoy, or cats doing funny shit, like, I enjoy those things. But like, if this is your personal dog and it's just like, Murph, Charlie, I've gone to the doctor.
No.
Or it's like your baby can't fucking talk. Like, they don't have responsibility or autonomy over what they get posted. You didn't ask their permission. You know?
Oh no, I don't like what this. I'm gonna tell you how I do. Like, there's this cat on Instagram. Yes, I've become that auntie, and her name is Miss Minnie. and she's Muslim, and and the lady be doing the voice of Miss Minnie, and like she be like, Miss Minnie is, yeah, she's here. She is here to marry and to look at you. She wants to make sure your outfit is clean. And then she be having the cats dressed up in the traditional garb.
See, and I follow Said the Pup, and it's this account where this woman who she cooks her meals for her dog Cedric and Edith.
Yeah,
and like that's fine.
I like that.
But again, it's not Cedric and Edith fucking talking to me.
No.
It's her making food for her dogs. Now, I think it's a little strange that she making like wonton soup for them, but to each his own.
Yeah.
But again, not talking. But again, you have kids like, remember when Jocelyn had one for Bonnie Bella, and it was like, and everybody just wrote was free Bonnie Bella. And see, that's the shit that you can't avoid.
Yeah, no,
like you set yourself up for that.
You got to do it right. Like the only person I've seen who's really done like because it's not an account for their kid. They just it's an
account for them. It's an account for their psychosis. It's
yeah,
what
no,
it is.
It's an illness. There's a chef who cooks for his son. And so in order to continue to practice different things and also to expand his son's palate, he cooks the meals for his son. And it's called Cooking for Levi. It is one of my favorite. And Levi's smarter than most of you. Okay. Like Levi's a fucking genius. That kind of account, I don't mind that. But like you said, the voice, no, you're right. My human
needs to feed me.
So why are you making videos? Bitch, put the kibble in a bowl.
Open the fucking can, Carol. God.
Woo, shit. Ooh, gosh.
What's on your list?
I should have done this earlier in the vein of our conversation, but it's okay. It's always appropriate. Biracials who can't take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, like, can y'all, like, stop the, like, it's the delusion. The delusion of, well, I don't understand. Like, why are we always, but it's not my fault that, you the ones, you the problems, okay? All you got to do is say, I get it. Drewski face, hands up in the air. But you won't do that. You want to keep fighting this point. And so, y'all get on my nerves. Biracials who can't take it.
These pretty teens are best friends, and they're also something else. Something that may surprise you.
We're twins.
Believe it or not, they're twins.
Yep, we're twins. We're same twin mom, sisters. Same dad.
You heard right. They have the same mom and dad. What are the odds that one would be black and one white?
A lot of people are just...
Yeah.
I'm
not going to argue with you there.
Yeah. Like this beef has brought out the best of the biracials, honestly. You can go on Around the Way Curls post. I mean, it is just a flooding. And it's a flood. I was like, whoa, I'm so glad to save my problem.
Listen. Anywho, okay, let's move on to something. Okay. Ooh, we'll go with that. This came up a lot during what comes up a lot often during retrograde.
Mm-hmm.
I hate when people who you've had sex with decades ago feel as though that they still got it like that and have access to you.
They Ambrosia, how much I feel you.
Yes. And it's like we are different people now. Like we boned in like the 90s.
Yeah.
Not for hypothetical reasons, right? Like that was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you want to come back and be like, hey, you look good. Does that thing still yank? Sir. Like, or ma'am. Like I just, so
I'm just going to go call up all the old exes and get things right now. And I would say to that, that's what my buddies and I, we used to call heating up leftovers. And it's not a good idea. And I got an email here from a guy.
Let me tell you something. 20 years ago, I might tell a nigga my favorite meal was a Cajun ribeye from Chili's.
So it's not still.
That's not anywhere. That was never my favorite. I'm just giving you an example. That is nowhere near what my favorite meal is now. And so if you were my Cajun ribeye from Chili's 17 years ago, you do the math on that nigga.
Yeah. Like, I don't like, and men have this weird thing about like territory.
Yeah.
And so, and this goes with, you know, I don't know how the heterosexuals do it, but I'm assuming straight men do the same thing. Like they have this weird, like, you fuck and all of a sudden you're like theirs forever. And it's no.
I steamed you out of my pussy and my energy.
Yes, exactly.
12 years ago, nigga.
Yeah, you are nothing but a fleet memory, okay?
Yeah.
A fleeting memory, if you will. Get it. But
you are a DNA in my phone, and y'all know what DNA stands for. Do not answer. You have no identity. You exist among many other niggas who were part of my poor decision making.
Exactly. My prefrontal lobe was not formed.
The cortex was not developed yet, nigga.
Before that, I can attest to being a responsible decision.
And that's why y'all got to stop taking pressure off of people's precious flowers.
Exactly. Let's take a break. And we'll be back with more Jada XD. I feel like it's going to be a long one today, but I'm excited because it's hate. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't do it like that. That's like wrong, man. Like, man, I wish it was like maybe 7 years ago, or maybe like 10 years ago, where, you know, catch the elevator, beat them up.
And we are black. Okay, talking about things that we hate, loathe, detest, or just, you know, judgmentally don't care for.
Yeah.
Who's next? Me or you?
It's you.
All right. Where do I want to go? The chat feature on most of these companies' sites, you know, they design it. It's what it is
like for help.
Yep. And what you are doing is you're chatting with GPT is what you're doing when you are chatting on that thing. And it is not more efficient than me being able to pick up the motherfucking phone and call somebody to figure out how the fuck is the fuck. You all don't want us to talk to people anymore. And then you get mad about the economy and say that people don't want to work, but you take away jobs. Do you know how many niggas would sit in their living room and answer phones on behalf of Adidas to figure out where the fuck people's sneakers are? Do you know how many people would be happy to be on DoorDash's line? Yes, I'll get in touch with your Dasher right now. I should not have to dig for dinosaur bones to find a fucking phone number for a company. And then by the time I get the phone number, then I got to talk to a nigga in the Philippines, or I got to chat with a GPT on my phone. I hate it all. And then they give them one script, and it's not their fault, but they give them one script and they don't resolve shit. And they do all this to cut costs, but you build frustration.
We're back now with the frustration that so many people can relate to, those rage-inducing calls to customer support. You might be shocked to find out many companies are actually making the experience so miserable on purpose.
I'm over it.
No, I often think about like when they come out with the numbers of like what's killing people in America, like high blood pressure and heart disease or whatever. Yes, food and our poor diets, but also shit like that.
Yeah.
Shit like that contributes to my high blood pressure and it makes me stabby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly that. So that is
No, that's
I hate it so much.
Yeah. So my next one is very, if you're a content creator, you will know this and feel this. I hate net 60 or net 30, net 90, net 180. I hate net any fucking thing.
Yeah.
Net me my motherfucking
now.
money today.
Now.
If you don't know what that means, here's how a rudimentary thing of how this shit works, right? You get an ad from a company. They say, we'll pay you $1,000, but we will pay you 30 days, or you will be eligible for payment 30 days or 60 days or 90 days or 180 days after this particular episode drops, right? So you have to wait sometimes a month up to 6 months to get fully eligible to get paid. And that does not mean you will get paid on the 30th, 60th, 90th, or 180th day.
Nope.
I strongly dislike that companies use this model because they feel as though they need to get a return on their investment. If you did research into the business and the brand, you would know you were already going to get a return on your investment. So you shouldn't have even invested in the brand anyway. You know what I mean? Like you should just give the money up front because you knew that's what we were going to do, or at least provide the money after because a lot of times we have to submit approval for things, right? So like if we got it, give it back. Give the money, right? Or at least when the things are published. Like we shouldn't have to wait months and months on end for you to even think about considering giving us the money that you contracted us for.
Yep. Nope.
Like I think that's absolutely ludicrous. I think that the world is moving into a gig economy.
Yep.
Which is what content creation is. And so, like, the government needs to step in and regulate that, because if you're going to just say, we'll pay you when we want to, that's going to cause catastrophic, like situations down the line.
Angelina, pay my money. Angelina, pay my money, oh. Angelina, pay my money. Today no you go maga. Today no jankara.
You end up having people having to go on unemployment or whatever because they haven't gotten the money that they needed to because that they were promised, right? Which becomes a governmental problem. I just don't like when niggas hold my money.
I don't
Pay
either.
me
And don't
now.
y'all want to close your fucking books on this? Like, don't you want to
Yes.
close this shit out? Why are we revisiting things 30, 60, and 90 days later? Like, get out. Just give me my fucking money so we can move forward. I didn't wait 30, 60, 90 days to give you your item or your whatever the deliverable was.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yo, that's fucking crazy. I hate that. And but they'll be on you about, we need this deliverable. Well, I need my motherfucking check.
Money. Make sure you check your contracts ahead of time, and always feel free to come back and
negotiate
and negotiate and counter and say, I'm not gonna. This doesn't work for me in payment. I need a net 15. I need to pay immediately as soon as the deliverables are approved. Like I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting more than 30 days for my payment.
Yeah. Some things, I mean, yeah, you just have to ask, and, if you're able to do the net thing and wait, then I guess that's a you thing. But, there's nothing wrong with negotiating and countering. That's one thing I've definitely learned over the years of doing this, and I will tell anybody, like, this net shit is garbage. It's ass. and cheese. Like, no,
It ain't
pay
no
me my
different than the
money.
fucking HR department. It is not there to benefit you whatsoever.
No.
So fight back on that shit. That was a good one, friend. That was a good one.
Yeah. Hate that shit because some niggas owe us money.
Yep. Yeah, and we be having to like spawn nukes in order to like get it. And and y'all don't ever have to wait for deliverables. Nobody ever can show up and say, Jaden XD promised us this thing and they didn't deliver it. We be on our fucking business.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Anywho, what you got?
Oh, my next one is very specific, but if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I hate if you know, you know. Just so you know. Black men who talk to you when you go in a business, and they're talking to you like they own the business, but you find out later on that they're just doing like security at the door.
Oh my gosh, that is on my list.
I went to this event and
I'm gonna cross that out because you already said that.
And it wasn't an event that like needed security, and this person did not present as security. So, you know, it was just more like kind of vetting to make sure like, hey, are you here for this thing? All right, cool. But it didn't feel like, it just kind of felt like, you know, sometimes you have greeters and then sometimes the greeters are like the owners of the business, right? So there's this, and the man is like, and we're doing this, and we're doing this, and we're doing these things here, and it was at a dispensary, an official dispensary. Woman owned, by the way. I'll pull up the information so I can share with you all. But he's like, we're doing this, and we're doing this, and we're doing this, and we're doing this. And so I'm like, okay, he's telling me all the different things that they're working on in the dispensary and how they want to grow and develop because they're new. And I was like, this is awesome. Are you the owner? And he was like, no. I said, are you the manager? He said, no. You the creative fucking director? Are you the event director? Like, nigga, who are you? Well, I'm just working at the door. Then why are you standing here?
They got that bad,
real bad
in here.
But it's not.
Dispensaries.
It's not like if you work there clearly, right? So you are like, if you believe in a business, then you're going to do all of the things to try to persuade people to come back and show the way that they are building the business, especially if it's new. Like, you're going to be invested to a certain degree, but there is this posturing that sometimes Black men do with me that I hate. And I especially hate it when I find out it's a woman-owned business. They do this posturing where they have to assert this ownership and not be given credit where the credit is due. And I'm like, stop acting like this shit is yours, because if I didn't ask, you were going to continue to talk in this way as if this thing belongs to you. And it's disingenuous, and I don't like it.
Yeah. You know, there's this woman owned, and I want to say they're queer. I'm going to assume just because of how she had her ponytail. But she, out in Toluca Lake, but they.
I knew she was gay when I seen her hair.
Like, because she had a fade. Like, with the ponytail, like, you know what I mean? So I
know
was like,
what you mean, but
yeah. But they only have women or female presenting security guards. So which I thought was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little on the pricey side. I forgot what the thing is. It's across the street from Big Boy Burger. So y'all, if whatever you come back, we'll go.
Okay.
And I feel like they're they're Latina. Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
I figured when you describe her hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mama looked like a homie's poster.
Oh, you know what I can tell you what I do remember what by the way, two official women-owned dispensaries here in Brooklyn. One of them is the Travel Agency. They have a location downtown, like near the Barclays Center. And then they have one in Union Square as well. And then the other woman-owned dispensary here in Brooklyn, it's in Bushwick is called Mint Society. The Instagram is Mint, MINT Society X, and they are also woman-owned. And so, yeah.
Awesome.
I also met the owner, the curator, the developer of Canaclusive, which is a really awesome initiative that brings a lot of light in the cannabis industry, as far as like legality and inclusion and so forth, and all things cannabis. So Canaclusive as well.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
My next one is I have so many. Engagement farming. I'll leave. Yeah, engagement in farming. I'll start with that one. So engagement farming is like, it's so much of it on Twitter and on Instagram. And for an example, it's like on Instagram, it'll be like post, show a picture of you in Mexico. I bet you won't post this. And then you add your photo, and it's 30,000 motherfuckers who have posted their photos that they've been in Mexico.
Oh, that's the thing. Okay,
And or on Twitter, and this is a famous example I shared on live the other day, but like, remember back in the day where niggas would be like, I've never seen a pretty girl who has glasses and a big forehead.
Yes, and then it would be like a whole thread.
Of dizzy bitches who fell into it. So I hate it because niggas do the shit too. And what threw me off was, so recently, right before I got off Twitter, there was this white man who tweeted, "I've never seen a nigga with a fat ass," right? Or a man with a fat ass. And so all these gays, black gays specifically, just posting their asses for free, not behind a paywall, just on Elon's internet, right? And when you have a high engagement number and you pay for Twitter or whatever, you get money back. So this white man is making oodles and oodles of dollars off of like
black ass.
Nigga ass, right? So
off your black ass. Haven't we done enough of that?
Right. But then what's crazy is that a lot of those pictures ended up on like My Vidster, which is a porn site. So like you have to be a little bit more judicious about what you post online, especially at who is posting it, right? Because you have this white man making money off your black ass, and then somehow it turned off on fucking on the porn site. And even on Instagram, whoever created that thing is making money off of original, because it's an original content creation. So like you are, just post your shit from Mexico. You don't have to be apart.
I love it when niggas just be like, I look good. I look fly. I look good. Look at me. Here's my picture.
Yes. Look at me.
Yeah.
On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good, touch my swag, wish you could, I look fly, I look good, put it on the neck, wow, 50 on the stopwatch, staring at the diamonds, make you bust it, baby.
Because that's no different than when people would be like, oh my God, this pimple is so huge, and then it'd be like, their pussy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
exactly. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Or when people say inflammatory things online that they don't believe, right? They like somebody will go out and say like they'll say Beyonce can't sing, for example. And it's like that's a fucking troll shit, but you know that you're going to get people thrive off of anger and porn on the internet.
Yeah.
So like if clearly you're going to get the engagement numbers to prove to an agency, a brand, to fucking Twitter that you are getting all this engagement numbers and you get money from it.
Yeah. That's why. I didn't realize. I didn't understand why people. I just figured they was young and stupid, which I still didn't understand because I troll, but I don't want to rile people up for real in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not. That's what for what? And so I never quite understood why people did that. Now it makes sense. I didn't realize they were getting paid off of it.
No, and to be honest, a lot of social justice warriors do the same thing. They engagement farm as well.
Okay,
and and they make money off of it, right? And because social justice warriors are also social justice alarmists, and there is a means to use your platform to espouse awareness of some shit that's going on, but then there's also a time where you can turn this shit off, right?
Okay.
Like or being, I don't believe that you truly are on all the time. But anywho, I'm sorry.
Because no, I'm sorry. You just sparked my next one.
Go ahead. I love it. It's a long episode of hate.
Vegan vigilantes, also leftists with no common sense. Okay, so let me talk to you.
Nothing is vegan, by the way. I just learned that recently. But anywho.
I don't have the capacity for that now. I don't have I'm still processing my current dinosaur read-ups this week, and I just don't have I just can't, because I have been spinning. Anyway, but so recently, the Atlanta Police Department, and you know everything that's happening down in Atlanta with Cop City and them trying to build Cop City, use tax money to build Cop City. And y'all know Cop City ain't nothing but a system that's getting ready to be set up to continue to terrorize niggas, but even more so and even more dangerously with militarized training and militarized weaponry and concepts
that they learned from the
that they learned from the IOF. And I hate Eric Adams. But
that nigga is on Drink Champs this week.
Nori's big teeth ass should.
He on the list too. I'm sorry.
I will
continue.
come back. So anyway, the APD was here in New York having an event for hiring.
Wait, hold on.
Yep.
Atlanta's
police department held a job fair, essentially, in New York City to hire for the Atlanta Police Department and Cop City. The young leftists, who we thoroughly appreciate, okay? We need rebels. Rebels are the people who have riled things up enough for the change that we have seen throughout history to actually happen, right? So you need rebellion. Like, it's necessary for change. But sometimes it comes with some unhinged folks too, but like both sides be having unhinged people. So this part is not unhinged. This is my favorite part. The young folks said, fuck you, APD. Fuck you, Eric Adams. Fuck you for even allowing this shit here, and released 300 crickets into the job fair.
That's genius.
Exactly. Genius, right?
Oh my gosh.
So they released 300 crickets into the job fair. Now, when I'm initially reading this, I'm like, okay, I gotta go find more information on this. So I'm digging around, and then I get into the comment sections.
Oh.
And this is where I was disgusted and disappointed at the same time. And, XD and I talk often, and we've repeated a lot of times throughout this particular episode, but often about the way that people bastardize movements, which works against the objective of the movement in the first place. And you end up doing more harm than you're doing good with the bastardizing that you're doing. Here come the vegan vigilantes and the unhinged leftists. We don't want to put one species over another species in order to make our points. We can make our points without harming another species. Bitch, are you saying we on the same plane as crickets? I'm very well versed in the motherfucking caste system. I know how a lot of this shit works. And what you trying to tell me and my good common sense right now and my developed prefrontal cortex, because something tells me that you are 19, that I am on the same level as a cricket that was bred to feed rabbits or whatever the fuck species eats crickets.
Iguanas.
Okay, like, and you saying we the same? You said so. They're like, we don't want to put one species over another, and that humanity and crickets are not the motherfucking same. And you all fuck shit up. And then people start laughing at us and stop listening to the people who actually make good sense because you decide that you want to throw every goddamn cause in at the same time. Can we focus, please?
Yeah. Yeah. You remember when DMX was talking about how much he hated Drake and how he was like wanted to like put him in like a locker? That's how I feel about
Long
vegans
live
sometimes.
Earl. Yeah.
Because like nigga, what?
I be wanting to stuff them in the freezer. I'm gonna eat you later. How about that?
Right. No, but quickly before we go to break, I learned that a lot of like organic foods that are grown, since there's no pesticides, they use shrimp feed, which is a lot of ground up meal of shrimp. So it's like nothing that we've eaten has always used some animal byproduct. So,
yum.
Anywho, let's take a break.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with more hate after this. Hit it, Claude.
No indigenous people were vegan.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Imagine a world in which children of all abilities learn, play, and grow together. A world in which ability does not stand in the way of making friends or dictate where you get to spend.
And we're back, talking about things we hate. I think it's my turn.
It's your turn.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Mine's kind of a twofer because in order to explain this, I had to write. Anyway, I've explained this often, and I know you and I go back and forth on it, but I got some historical context, and I knew I was right and just in my hate for it.
Okay.
Open concept homes. And also in turn, articles online behind a paywall.
There's a lot of debate about open floor plans. Some people love them, while others hate them. It is easy to see the appeal as open floor plans often feel more contemporary and relaxed, and also make smarter use of light, especially in homes that only have 1 or 2 windows. But like
So there is an article on The Atlantic that talks about the history of open concept homes. And it was behind a paywall. And thankfully I have Apple News Plus and I was able to read it. But I learned that open concept homes are rooted in sexism. Because they are rooted in the masculine need to demolish. Yes. And this idea of that women are destined to be in the kitchen and they also need to rear children at the same time. Right. So like the article goes on and describes how like how the Industrial Revolution and post-war and stuff, how these concepts came to be because of the fact that niggas were poor and they didn't have like maids and shit or whatever. And so that they needed to have this.
Basically, you need to be able to stir that spaghetti while these niggas run around your legs.
Yes, and men needed something to do because they needed to take out their aggression on the rays of the world. And so that's where the construction part comes in, is so that they didn't abuse their significant other.
Not my inner misogyny, loving, like, ew.
Yeah.
Well, okay. And
now,
I was thinking
personally, and they go on and talk about like the messy kitchens and all this good stuff. Now, and HGTV has made it also a thing because it's easier to film in there. I hate them because because I like defined spaces for things. I actually miss having a formal living room and dining room, or a formal living room and a den. Because I grew up having, you know what I mean? Like, even though you weren't supposed to sit in it, but it's what you do when you have, people come over, right?
Stupid.
I like but most importantly, I like the fact that the kitchen is here. There could be a window. I can leave my mess the way it is or whatever the fuck while I'm also entertaining. I don't, it's like almost like a restaurant, right? Like the kitchen isn't always exposed. And now they have these new outlaw restaurants with fucking kitchens and you pull up to the fucking bar.
I was like, I like an element of mystery.
Yeah, like I chef's table my ass. You better put that shit in the fucking back and serve me like a goddamn human. But like, you know what I mean?
I do like an element of mystery. I understand. I think when I say open concept, it doesn't have to be fully open. I think it's beautiful, but I think all of these points also make sense. I like the idea of a kitchen large enough. It doesn't have to be open to where it is open to the living room, but I like the idea of it being large enough to entertain within the kitchen, because the kitchen, it has a life force of its own. Even in the messiness and the chaos, like it's nice for you. Even in my own, like my kitchen is not, I clearly don't have open concept, but when I'm in my kitchen and my friends come over, they all come into my crowd in my kitchen and want to hang out while I'm cooking and stuff. And I like the idea of a space big enough. I like a dining room or like a eat-in kitchen. And then you can have another doorway because I also love a sunken living room.
Me too. Oh my gosh. I love
drip.
That's a mid-century thing.
I love a mid-century nigga.
Yeah, but like I like the way your apartment is designed, right? The openness is from the dining room to the living area. Like that makes sense.
Yeah.
And like you have walls for your kitchen where there's a window so that smells and whatever shit can exit, but it's open enough where you can commune in there, right?
Yes.
Like that makes sense to me. And we also live in apartments, so I can understand the concept of why open concept works in apartments.
Yeah.
But I watch House Hunters religiously. That's probably the one thing I watch the most in anything. And every time I'm watching this and I'm just like, oh, great.
I do now that history. I'm gonna be honest. I have two feelings about that history you just gave me. One of them is ew, and the other one, ew, and like that makes sense. And the other one is, which one of these white feminists decide to stretch Armstrong themselves and come up with all?
Oh,
these?
A white man wrote the article.
Oh shit! Well, then never mind. It's my own inner misogyny. I'm still working on it. God's still working on me.
Look at you, ready to pounce.
Well, oops.
Like, fuck this Gloria Steinem ass bitch. No, it was a white man.
It was a nigga named Ben. Oops.
No, a white man named Ian.
Oh, God, that's worse. That's worse. I know he went to Cleveland to study the justice system.
Oh, absolutely.
A white man I got to listen to is the worst kind.
Oh, ain't it?
I'm like, oh, I guess you have points, Ian.
Yeah, Ian Bogost.
He doesn't wear shoes. Okay, what's next on your list? Or was that who was that?
Oh, it's your go now. Actually.
Oh, it's my go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All these podcasts who steal shamelessly from us and don't give us no fucking credit for it.
Yeah, everyone's biting my shit. You know how that goes. Yeah, man. Just fucking do something.
I hate y'all because it's nothing for you to say. I was listening to Jade and XD and they sparked a great idea. Like XD and I say all the time, we was watching this thing so y'all can go watch it, or we was doing this thing so y'all can go see. Y'all niggas don't like to give, and don't tell me that coincidence came up and we did an entire easy listening Yacht Rock episode and then you niggas magically had a podcast episode where you discussed Yacht Rock and decide you like, what in the like, have you no fucking shame at all? You have none. And you're not going to twist and turn my mind into thinking that this was just some grand coincidence. No, fuck y'all.
I agree. Every time I say something and I say Jim Cornette said it, or I say Glow, whatever his name said it, or whatever the fuck, we always are referential.
I even credit 4 bitches on the computer when it's supposed to be. Y'all niggas, y'all are nasty, dirty niggas.
Yeah,
and I hate
exactly. You steal our concept. You still. Yes. I hate that shit.
I've peeped your fucking playlists. I've peeped all your shit. And it is nothing for someone to just say, that was a great idea. We're going to do our version of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's nothing.
Inspired by Jade and XD.
Costs nothing. This is not even ego. This is just you all being egregious. And I'm sick of it.
Ego.
And I
It's
motherfucking hate you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you got?
And if you feel convicted, just know you're the problem.
Yeah.
And you should correct yourself.
Hit dogs holler, but feel free to step, nigga. I'm happy to have a fucking conversation. My Mercury's in Virgo, nigga. I know how to I am communication, nigga. So come have a fucking conversation with me. My mouth is always open. Perdón me. What do you have next?
Well, cross that one off the list. Okay. Ooh, there's so many. Do I want to do fun or serious? Okay. This is a New York thing too, but I'm going to, because I had this issue when I was in New York. Surprisingly, I mean, except if I went to the bodega, but whatever. LA is the problem, especially in my neighborhood because of where I live. Not even LA in general has this problem. The lack of, I hate the fact that we have abandoned regular fucking coffee. Everything is I can't just get a regular iced coffee with oat milk.
Really?
Everything comes with like there's like 97 different milk options. I either get goat, mammary, like macadamia nut, nigga toe milk. I could get any other thing, but I cannot get, what do they call for real? Brazil nuts? Like I can't. Or the coffee it's not coffee, it's like mushroom steeped in water. You know, entrails like stewed in juice. Like, you know what I mean? It's nothing is regular.
What happened to having a read? They're like, a reishi latte. Please get the fuck.
Yeah, what happened to Juan Valdez? Is he not allowed anymore?
A large black coffee.
A what?
Large black coffee.
Do you mean a venti?
No, I mean a large.
He means a venti. Yeah, the biggest one you got. Venti is large.
No, venti is 20.
Danny.
Yeah.
Large is large. In fact, tall is large, and grande.
Y'all don't sell the Greek coffee, the Greek cup of coffee no more. The blue and white. The blue
and white. Like that's so wild to me. When I was in New York, it was so refreshing to go into a bodega and get. Now, mind you, I don't drink milk, although I've switched to Fairlife because they take the lactose out, and it's actually fairly good.
Oh,
but I purposely got a Hood coffee light and sweet.
Yeah.
Not because that's how I take my coffee, but it was nostalgia because the fact that I had a regular fucking cup of coffee. I didn't have to get anything that was like grown at the base of the Pyrenees Mountains and shit. You know what I mean? With like milk from like a yak that's been prayed over. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
oh my God. We should go to a bunch of different coffee shops when I come there and just and say milk alternatives. Do you have breast milk? And
yeah,
we'll just see what they say.
I swear this lesbian. So like, I called them a lesbian coffee shop down the street from my house because they sell sandwiches that don't have meat in them, but like.
Sprouts. I hate a Sprout sandwich, nigga. Nothing. You want to talk about something I hate? A Sprout fucking sandwich.
Yeah, it's nothing but alfalfa sprouts and like a sun-dried vegetable. I fucking hate it.
Bitch,
and
it's hay is what it is. Hay between bread and with lettuce.
And I don't even think it's bread. I think it's like, I don't know, hands,
it's
leather.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. And every time I go in there, I go in just because I'm fascinated by the whole thing. Like, I have a Larry David moment every time. Because I'd be like, so you don't sell coffee here. Like, that's so interesting. And this is a coffee shop.
Yeah, it's an adaptogenic coffee shop. So all of our it's like going to a restaurant and they have a cocktail menu, but in very small print, they tell you that all the cocktails are made out of soju or sake. And you're like,
yeah, that's not a cocktail.
Nigga, that's not a cocktail menu. It's a sake soju menu.
That's yeah. Oh my gosh.
I didn't come out for rice wine.
Yes. They're good for that here too.
Yeah.
At sushi restaurants. Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
And that's the place that has the coffee that's not coffee. It's stewed mushrooms and fucking entrails from like, it's weird. I was like, this isn't coffee.
What's on what do you have for lunch? We have alfalfa sprouts between spelt bread with plant-based mayo.
Yeah, no, that's not, no. Stop it. That's bad for business.
Milk from a yak.
That's what the fucking, oh my gosh. When you come here, we're going to walk down there and I'm going to tuck you. You're going to be like, oh, this is a lesbian coffee shop. Like, it's so wild.
I know it sounds like it, but I'm curious to see what the rest of the menu looks like. So yes, take me. My last one was triggering for some. So I'm going to, which way do I want to go? Oh, okay. Sorry if you feel hit by this. I hate sunshine. So like when people are, like praising their children online and, or like a birthday shout out or whatever. I love that. Show your baby love. You know what I'm saying? Black boys deserve extra love. You know what I'm saying? They deserve cuddles and shit like that, softness. But something about sunshine, S-O-N, just, I mean, makes my nipples chafe. I hate
that's like a term?
Yes, my sunshine. And they spell it S-O-N-S-H-I-N-E.
Yeah. Little flipper. My girl Leah.
Sunshine, I could call you my baby boy. You could call me your baby.
I have never seen that.
You
and that
have
sounds
it?
god awful.
Oh,
no, I'm
man.
so glad. I have never
Yes.
seen that.
Yeah, it'd be like my sunshine with a sun emoji, and then whatever the beautiful caption is that follows it. But the nasty judgmental bitch that lives in me sees the sunshine, and then I can't get past it.
Oh no, that's all well and just, friend, because that's stupid. Coco has a whole song called Sunshine spelled the correct way. Just use that.
I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. But something about putting
Yeah.
that O in there makes it Hotep. And don't ask me how, but it makes sense to me.
Oh, it absolutely does make it Hotep. Absolutely,
It is right up there with anti-good morning people with a U.
There's this account on Instagram, and this guy talks about like all the masculine ways to say happy birthday and how like niggas refuse. Yeah, or like happy out the bushes day. Or he'll do like another video like masculine ways to say good morning. He'd be like, "Oh, the dreams caught up with me last night, but I'm here, nigga." Like it's like now I gotta find it. Hold on.
Oh God, not the dreams caught up with me last night. But nigga,
Hold on. Yeah, masculine ways to say happy birthday. That's weird, AI. You were listening.
I don't
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Oh, hold on. Here you go.
To announce your birthday. The moons are in flight and the future is bright. Counting candles today. Another cake cut, another year one. It's my personal conquest day, everyone. I've claimed another age. More presents unboxed and more potential unlocked. My age accrues. The living legend continues to live. Annual ascent achieved. Celebrating the extension of my timeline. In life I hunt, in years I gather. Still winning the race against time. 8,760 more hours devoured. Masculine ways.
My age has ascended. My face. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So let me see.
Let's do 2 more each.
Oh, okay. Fine. Okay. My next one is bad TV and booking decisions. This comes on the heels of an award show I saw where they had Cher singing with Jennifer Hudson.
Okay.
Now, this happened to be the same. They were singing "If I Could Turn Back Time," and like no. And then this show on the Never Ever Met, they have Taronda Jones on here, and she's not only the host, but she's like the nephew Tommy of the situation, and she calls herself the dating coach of the dating guru. And so Asante and I had to do some research because we were like, well, is she like an MFT? Is she a marriage and family therapist? Like, does she have a certificate in relationship coaching or anything? Like, was she a former host on the Pineapple Show? Like, stuff like that. Like, we had to look, and none of those things were on her Wikipedia. So I just don't understand like booking decisions, right? Or like to your point about 4 bitches on the computer. So like they have like a Deal or No Deal island where Claudia Jordan is on an island with like people competing for money with Howie Mandel and Boston Rob from Survivor. I don't understand.
See,
Like bad booking decisions I hate. Because every time I'd be like, who booked this and why?
You know why. You know why.
Like, I hate bad booking decisions. Like, I know that's a term in wrestling, but still, booking is across the land. How does booking means who the shit here?
Maybe because sometimes it shakes and sometimes it don't. Like,
No.
I would have never expected the one positive thing to come from that Shannon Sharp and Amanda Seales interview to be Jeff Foxworthy. But I mean, somehow, some way, it worked for her. So I'm just saying.
That That was booking.
That was booking.
Yeah. Yeah.
My second to last. XD put me on before we started recording to the fact that seedless lemons now exist. Now I already feel viscerally about seedless watermelon. But something about seedless lemons just feels like fucking lawless to me. And I all I can think is like white people don't want to be inconvenienced so much that they scientists like genetically modified lemons so they can remove the couple of seeds that exist in them. That is entitlement at the highest. We could be researching how to stop letting all these black kids get sickle cell. Like we could be researching like how diabetes, like so many things. And y'all wanted to figure out how to remove the motherfucking lemons from a seed?
I know.
The earth is right to purge us. The earth is absolutely correct. We are not going to last as long as dinosaurs did, which was 165 million years.
Yeah, I know. We've been watching a lot of space shit, and did you see that video where it rained for 1 million years on Earth?
No.
Yo, nigga, we came from bacteria. We weren't from fucking apes and shit. We are from bacteria.
I have so many
crazy.
thoughts on that. Just so that could be a whole nother episode because I was like,
we need an astronomer. We need a scientist on the show to explain.
I was talking to one of my friends who was like very into church, and I was like, if niggas allegedly descended from just this said Adam and Eve, then
we're all Winans. We're all Targaryens. Yeah.
I was like, that doesn't make sense with the first like remains of the modern human, the modern Homo sapien. Like it doesn't scientifically, they don't match. One seems like a grim fairy tale, and the other one feels like science. Anywho, science. That is so seedless lemons. That's my second to last hate on this list. I just discovered them.
Yeah. Where do I want to end today? Do I want to end with chaos and negativity? Or do I want to end on the environmental tip? Okay. I hate newly saved people, and I also hate newly people who just came out, right?
He was attracted to men, okay? But he believed what scripture says about homosexuality and knew that the practice of that lifestyle was something that would not give him peace with his relationship with God. But it was a strong...
Yeah, you do.
I'm all for people who are just discovering who they are. And sometimes it takes, some years to figure out who they are. And sometimes it happens late in life. But a lot of us have already figured that shit the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to bring us along on this journey with you.
No.
Right? Like how newly saved people will always try to be the most holy, or they will try to impart their newness on you because they feel, they've been indoctrinated with whatever religion that they have chose to participate in. And newly gay people will actively try to make everything newly gay people. How do I say this? Newly gay people emulate all the shit that they've seen on television. Because the problem is new gay people need community. But the problem is sissies are mean, so they're not going to find that initially, right? So it's true, right? So like I like you can't like befriending newly gay people. You got to give them a year or two out for them to, let them experience their little queer as folk Noah's Ark fantasies or whatever until they get to the reality where they realize their sexuality is just based on who they love and not necessarily their personality. And same with saved people. You got to give them a year in till they realize that they're going to give up anyway because they realize the religious they're practicing is way too fucking hard. And it costs too much. So
Not as too expensive.
it is. Listen, new niggas be tithing the fuck down and then they realize they can't afford Chili's, the appetizer, the 3 thing with the dippers. Delicious. Gay people, they'll realize brunch is overrated. They'll get over it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
We have talked extensively about newly saved people and self-righteous people, and they are, the living worst, honestly.
Gum and hair. Like that, like that is who they are as a people.
I think I'm going to end with people who are of a similar ilk. Just as insufferable. Gum and hair as well. Actually, dog poop on shoes. The what about people on social media? So,
yes.
We've all seen the bean video with the lady who's given the bean soup recipe, and then somebody's like, "Well, what if you don't like beans, bitch? It is bean fucking soup." And the what about people on social media are of the most insufferable species, because you could just go find what is for you instead of trying to. The problem with you all, the reason why you insufferable is because this is nothing but a disguise for apartism. And XD and I have discussed apartism at great lengths. You don't need to be a part of everything.
You don't need to
and
be
y'all
a part.
want to be in every motherfucking conversation. There is no way that I can make this delicious meal that I'm going to make with vegan Parmesan cheese. There is no way that I can make bean soup without beans. There is nothing that is going to be an alternative for motherfucking beans.
I changed my last thing. My last thing I hate is inclusion. That's what's the fuck wrong with the world.
To carry it
Inclusion.
on. Take it away.
Gosh, nothing has to be always about you.
At
nigga,
all.
damn.
You ain't got to be a part of everything that's on the planet.
To be a part of everything. Oh my gosh. Inclusion is a disease of a nation.
It is.
Okay?
Because inclusion, you can't spell delusion
without in motherfucking inclusion.
With a delusion. I don't know. It's going to work. I don't give a fuck. I will workshop it. But all I know is something about inclusion is mixed up with delusion. And yeah.
Your inclulu is delulu.
Okay.
On that note, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Check the description box wherever you're listening, and we'll see you all for more content in our same clothes that we have on throughout. Actually, no, it's Friday. That's the end of the week. So yeah.
Hope you've enjoyed these outfits. This shirt is brought to you by the merchandise of Lala Ree.
I was trying to get into what that, and I was like, elegance. Yeah.
I like to support the queens, the black ones.
Yes.
And Jinx.
Yes. Same.
Yeah.
Until next time, friends. Bye.
Yes.
Yes, we're moving on.